The Spanish conquistadors searched for it. Explorers obsessed over it. And in 2020, it was unearthed by accident. Did the City of Gold ever truly exist? What was the lost City of El Dorado? Who built it? Why is it so hard to find? There are many theories about where the lost City of El Dorado actually might have been located. But before we get into that, let's take a look at how the legend started. In pre-Columbian times, the Muisca people inhabited the high plains of central Colombia. Their empire flourished around modern-day Bogotá from around the 6th century until the Spanish conquest in the 16th century. Now, these guys were big on gold. They mined and crafted a lot of it, and they loved to cover themselves in gold jewelry. Now, the wealth and magnificence of the Muisca people reached its peak during the reign of a man named He ruled from about 1490 to 1527. During his reign, he collected so much gold jewelry and artifacts that he earned himself the title of El Dorado, or the Golden One. The origin of the name El Dorado comes from the word dorado, which means gilded or covered with gold. This wasn't just some fancy title either. It became a full-on ceremony. When the ruler was inaugurated, he would cover himself in more than 10 pounds of gold and then throw a massive party inviting all the nobles and elites of the region. These parties were legendary, and everyone who attended had to be gifted gold jewelry. So, anyone who went to one of these bashes knew when they arrived that they had entered the domain of the Golden One. And then there was the Gucumin, or the Seat of the Sun. This was an annual festival held in the sacred Lake Guatavita. For this celebration, the ruler would once again adorn himself with tons of gold and jump into the lake. This signified the renewal of the sun god's powers after the winter solstice. Then everyone else would jump in after him. Everyone, including the guards who had to carry the golden ruler onto the lake, would receive gold gifts. Again, everyone left the festival with shiny new gold jewelry. That is, except for the Spanish conquistadors. They didn't get any gold when they jumped into the lake. In fact, the conquistadors never even saw the lost city of El Dorado. There was no great metropolis made entirely out of gold, or even a city that was rich enough to be called the City of Gold. However, there was a place called El Dorado, and it was rich beyond their wildest dreams. It was the capital of the Muisca Empire, which was much different than what the Spaniards expected. Let us go back to 1536. The conquistadors were deep in the jungles, what is now Colombia, and they were hot on the trail of the legendary El Dorado. As they ventured deeper and deeper into the jungle, they encountered different villages and settlements. They thought that each one they came across was the legendary City of Gold, but it was never the right one. And here's why. The Spaniards believed that El Dorado was a real city, not a person. They imagined it as a place where everything was made out of gold, from the houses to the statues to the furniture. But the reality was quite different. The mucky people didn't build their homes out of gold bricks. They used mud and sticks like everyone else. Their gold was reserved for ornaments, jewelry, and rituals. Still, the mucky people were very rich, and the conquistadors were looking for any sign of gold, and they eventually found it. On September 18, 1536, a Spanish soldier named Pablo de Leon Gallo stumbled upon a lake deep in the Colombian jungle. He was shocked by what he saw. In the middle of the lake sat a small island covered in gold. It was only about 40 acres, but every inch of it was covered in gold jewelry. There were gold coins, gold bars, and even a gold statue of the sun god. The Spaniards were stunned. Finally, they had found the City of Gold. But the reality was far less glamorous. The truth was that the island wasn't actually made out of gold. It was covered in a type of quartz that was a byproduct of the gold mining process. The Muisca people had been mining gold in the area for centuries, and this quartz was a natural byproduct of the process. The Spanish conquistadors, however, didn't know that. To them, this was a mysterious and magical place. They attacked the locals, stole the gold, and destroyed the city. The Spanish conquistadors' leader, Gonzalo Jiménez de Quesada, ordered the destruction of the island so that no one could ever find it again. He wanted to keep the location of the City of Gold a secret, but the truth was that the city never existed in the first place. So, where did the legend come from? Well, there are several theories. One is that the Spanish conquistadors had heard rumors of the Muisca people as wealth and their love of gold. They may have exaggerated the stories they heard and created their own version of the City of Gold, or maybe they really did stumble upon the Seat of the Sun celebration and saw the Muisca ruler covered in gold as he jumped into the lake. Maybe they thought they had found the City of Gold, but it was actually just a small village. The conquistadors could have easily been fooled, because the Muisca people were very private and kept their capital hidden from outsiders. Whatever the reason, The legend of the City of Gold captured the imagination of explorers and adventurers for centuries. People from all over the world set out to find the lost city, but most never returned. Some say that the ruins of the city can still be found somewhere in the Colombian jungle, waiting to be discovered. The search for El Dorado led to the discovery of the Rio de Minas, also known as the King's Mine. The Rio de Minas was a gold mine founded by the Spanish conquistadors in the early 16th century. Located near the modern-day town of Sampa, it was one of the first large-scale mining operations in South America. The mine was discovered accidentally in 1531 by a Spanish conquistador named Antonio de. He was part of a group of explorers searching for El Dorado, the mythical city of gold. However, instead of finding the elusive city, Sepúlveda stumbled upon a river rich in gold. Word of the discovery quickly spread throughout the Spanish Empire, and thousands of Spaniards flocked to the area hoping to strike it rich. The Spanish crown granted the mining rights to a nobleman named Antonio de. He established a settlement near the mine and began exporting gold to Spain. The mine was highly profitable and produced an estimated 100 tons of gold during its first decade of operation. The wealth generated by the Rio de Minas helped to fund the Spanish colonization of South America and played a significant role in the economic prosperity of the Spanish Empire. However, the prosperity was short. By the end of the 16th century, the gold reserves had been depleted and the mine was abandoned. Today, the ruins of the Rio de Minas are a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Visitors can explore the old mining shafts and learn about the history of gold mining in Colombia. El Dorado isn't the only example of a civilization getting rich off of selling precious metals. In 1980, an Israeli scientist named Michael Adnoki invented the Dead Sea Scrolls. These scrolls are incredibly unique because they are literally priceless. They are also one of the best investments you can make today. You can own a piece of history and diversify your investment portfolio. Michael Adnoki, who is also known as Israel's greatest treasure hunter, founded the company in 1980. At the time, he was exploring the Dead Sea when he noticed something strange. He saw pieces of parchment sticking out of a hole. He removed them and realized that he had just found a scroll. It contained ancient Hebrew text and dated back 2,000 years. The find was so significant that it made headlines around the world. Since then, the company has found hundreds of other scrolls in similar condition. They contain parts of the oldest known copies of the Bible. They also include other ancient documents, such as legal contracts and tax records. The Dead Sea Scrolls are incredibly valuable. They provide an unparalleled window into the ancient world. They also offer investors an exciting opportunity. For the first time ever, you can own a piece of Dead Sea Scrolls history. The company has issued 100 million fractional shares. Each share represents 1/100th of a single scroll. You can buy as many or as few shares as you like. It's a great way to diversify your portfolio and invest in something truly unique. When the Spanish conquistadors entered the heart of the Inca Empire in the 16th century, they were met not just by an army of fierce warriors, but by an incredible display of gold. They saw golden temples, palaces encrusted with precious metals, and so much more. It was a sight to behold. But these displays of wealth were nothing compared to what was yet to come. What if entire cities made of gold existed deep in the South American jungle? The Spaniards heard rumors of cities filled with unimaginable riches, only accessible by secret routes through the Andes Mountains. And when the Inca emperor's treasure was looted after his fall, there was still something missing. Could there still be hidden chambers filled with gold somewhere out there? Join us as we explore the mountains and jungles of South America in search of the lost gold cities of the Incas. Did they really exist, or are they nothing more than myths and legends? You decide. Legends of Patati. The legend of Patatiti, also known as the Golden City, has captured the imagination of explorers and adventurers for centuries. According to ancient tales, this mythical city was hidden deep within the Andes Mountains in Peru, concealed by thick jungle and guarded by treacherous terrain. The city was said to be overflowing with gold, sacred relics, and the personal treasures of the Inca royalty. Some believe that the ninth ruler of the Inca Empire had established Patati as a ceremonial capital and a repository for the empire's most valuable possessions. The Inca emperors who followed him added to its riches, turning it into a treasure trove of gold and precious stones. But despite its legendary status, Patati has never been found. Some believe that the city is nothing more than a myth, while others think it may still be out there waiting to be discovered. Explorers have searched for Patati for years, hoping to find the lost city and its rumored riches. However, The dense jungle and rugged terrain of the Andes Mountains have proven to be a formidable challenge. In recent years, new expeditions have set out to find the lost city using advanced technology and techniques. One expedition in 2022 utilized satellite scans to identify potential locations for Pati, focusing on areas where the jungle canopy had been disturbed. This could indicate the presence of a hidden structure or site. While no major discoveries have been made public yet, the search for Patati continues to captivate the imaginations of explorers and adventurers around the world. Machu Picchu, located high in the Andes Mountains in Peru, is considered one of the most remarkable archaeological sites in the world. Built in the 15th century by the Inca Emperor Pachacati, the city served as a royal estate and a religious center. However, the story of Machu Picchu is not a singular one. Instead, it's part of a larger narrative of exploration and discovery that has captivated adventurers and historians alike. For centuries, Machu Picchu was thought to be the only major Inca site of its kind. That was until recently. Archaeologists have uncovered evidence of other high-altitude cities, suggesting that Machu Picchu may have been just the tip of the iceberg. These newfound discoveries have led many to wonder if there are even more Inca ruins hidden away in the mountains waiting to be discovered. As explorers continue to venture into the remote regions of the Andes, the true extent of the Inca Empire's influence may finally be revealed. Secret tunnels and underground vaults. The tunnels are said to be a vast network of underground passages that run beneath the streets of Cusco, the former capital of the Inca Empire. According to legend, the tunnels were used by the Inca nobility to travel throughout the city without being seen. Some accounts also claim that the tunnels extended beyond the city limits, connecting Cusco to other Inca settlements. The Spanish chronicler Pedro de Thibodeau wrote about these tunnels in his account of the conquest of Peru. He described them as underground galleries constructed with great labor, which the Indians used to move about in secrecy. Other Spanish chroniclers and Inca elders, who spoke with the conquistadors, also mentioned the existence of underground vaults beneath the main temple of the sun god at Coricancha. These vaults were supposedly used to store the most valuable treasures of the Inca Empire, including the infamous Mask of the Sun, which was said to be made of pure gold. Modern researchers are divided on the existence and purpose of the tunnels. Some believe that they were nothing more than a product of Spanish propaganda aimed at discrediting the Inca culture. Others believe that the tunnels did exist, but that they were used for practical purposes such as sewage disposal or as a way to protect the city from earthquakes. However, there is also speculation that the tunnels may have played a role in hiding the Inca's wealth from the Spanish conquistadors when the empire fell. In recent years, several expeditions have attempted to locate the tunnels. Using modern technology and techniques, explorers have searched for evidence of the tunnels beneath the streets of Cusco. However, their efforts have been hampered by the fact that much of the city's historic center has been destroyed or built over since the Spanish conquest. Incan treasure evacuation during the conquest. As the Spanish conquistadors closed in on the Inca capital of Cusco, the Inca Emperor Atahualpa fled into the mountains with his treasure. According to legend, he sent messengers ahead of him to gather supplies and accommodations along the way. But when the Spaniards arrived at the places designated for the emperor's stay, they found that he had already paid his debts and left without paying. Instead, they seized the supplies and pursued the emperor deeper into the mountains. Atahualpa's goal was to reach the hidden city of Patati, also known as the Golden City, where he could hide his treasure and regroup with his forces. But the Spanish were hot on his trail and eventually caught up to him in the village of Tumibol. There, the emperor was captured and taken to Cajamarca, where he was brutally murdered. Before his death, he offered his captors a ransom of 240 kilograms of gold and 360 kilograms of silver in exchange for his freedom. When the Spaniards brought the treasure to Cajamarca, they realized that it was just a small fraction of the Inca's wealth. Sometime after the Spanish conquest, some of the golden artifacts went back to the Andes. According to oral traditions passed down through generations of local villagers, the treasures were evacuated from the city of Cusco to remote mountain sanctuaries before the Spanish arrived. Even today, rumors persist that vast quantities of Inca gold remain hidden in the mountains, waiting to be found. Some say that the treasure is guarded by spirits or magical forces that will protect it from intruders. Modern expeditions. In recent years, there has been renewed interest in finding the lost Inca treasure. Several expeditions have been launched with the goal of uncovering the secrets of the Golden City. One notable expedition in 2019 was led by Peruvian archaeologist Walter Alva. who is also known for discovering the tomb of the Lord of Saipan, a Princa ruler. Wolver's team utilized advanced technology, including drones and ground-penetrating radar to scan remote areas of the jungle, in search of hidden structures or artifacts. While no major discoveries have been announced, the expeditions have shed new light on the Inca Empire and its lost treasures. For example, in 2020, a team of explorers discovered a mysterious ruin in the remote jungle market of Pungo. The site is believed to date back to the Inca Empire and may have been used as a ceremonial center or a storage facility. Although further research is needed to determine the site's exact purpose and significance, it has provided valuable insights into the Inca's presence in the region. Another recent discovery was made in 2021, when a group of explorers found a series of petroglyphs depicting Inca gods and symbols in the Madre de Dios region of Peru. Petroglyphs are ancient rock carvings that can provide valuable information about a culture's beliefs and practices. The petroglyphs found in 2021 are believed to date back to the 15th century and may have been created during the reign of the last Inca emperor, Tupac Amaru. They provide a rare glimpse into the religious beliefs and cultural practices of the Inca people and may help researchers better understand their relationship to the natural world. The search for the Inca's lost gold cities and treasures continues to captivate explorers and adventurers from around the world. The Inca Empire was a rich and powerful civilization that left behind a legacy of impressive architecture, art, and culture, and the discovery of any of its lost treasures would be a significant event. Now, it's time to hear from you. What are your thoughts on the gold cities of the Incas? Do you think they really exist, or are they nothing more than myths and legends? Let us know in the comments below. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe for more videos like this. Thanks for watching.